Resilience, exploring the human experience. So, as a deaf person, I am an MFA student, I'm a sculptor, and I have been doing many things, but my main barrier is communication barrier, language barrier. As a deaf student in school, I couldn't hear what the teacher was teaching. It was not deaf friendly. And when I joined my master's in fine arts, I think I had good education then. But now I'm teaching in a school called Aditi International School. It's been 15 years that I'm teaching. I am a deaf teacher, and all these children I teach are hearing children. So it's difficult. I write with them, I communicate, I try, and children understand me. The point is, I never give up. So it's been 15 years that I have been teaching, and people might not know that there are deaf women in the education sector, in the art sector. Many deaf children might be thinking, what is their career options? In 2004, I started biking. I was really passionate, I was really interested, but I didn't know how to learn biking. I had a Yamaha RX. You all know the RX, right? Yamaha RX bikes. So a friend of mine taught me, but before teaching me, they're like, no, you can't do it, it's impossible, you're deaf. But I tried. It's been 21 years that I have been driving a bike. I am also the founder of Silent Expedition. Silent Expedition is an initiative basically where I am a deaf rider, and I'm going to different places in different states, meeting deaf children, deaf associations, deaf schools, telling them about life, about career. Second, I have Art Abled. Art Abled is focusing on deaf artists. Deaf people are very visual, they're brilliant artists, but the barriers, you would never see a deaf artist with an exhibition, right? For exhibitions, you need to communicate with hearing people. Communication is a barrier, language is a barrier. So I want to promote more networking within the deaf and the hearing artists so that there's more inclusion. I'm trying to empower, trying to make a platform in India and try support deaf artists. I'm an artist, I'm a sculptor, I paint, I work with a lot of different materials. I think I started when I was 8 years old. And it's been 34 years that I have had art in my life. I love art, I cannot give up art. So my journey as an artist, as a deaf artist, as a deaf sculptor, and as a deaf art educator. So this is my job. This is what I make. All of these have been made by me. I work with metal. That's my favorite material to work with. And these sculptures are huge. I do projects with schools, or I do projects when they're camps, sculpture camps. So it would be basically a public area. It would be a public art kind of a program, and it could be in a park. Silent Expedition, that's my biking project. It's an adventure, education, and awareness related project. Because, so in 2018, when I founded Silent Expedition, at that time, in the India's map, you can see there are a lot of blue dots All these blue locations are the places where I have already visited. I have traveled more than 60,000 kilometers in India. This is the world's highest motorable road, right? This is one of my favorite places. This is in Ladakh, Leh, and it's called Umlingla Pass. Umlingla Pass, it's about 19,000 feet. I don't know, it's hard, very, very hard. It's a very difficult and a treacherous terrain. There is nobody to help if your bike gets punctured, and their oxygen is very, very low. It's minus 15 degrees Celsius there. It's like freezing. And when I'm driving, my hands are like frozen. I fell, I had issues. So yeah, you see the bike, and there is a logo there, you see. It shows that the rider is deaf, but the rider can drive. Basically, the fact that I am a proud deaf person and people should respect my identity. The other photo is, I fell, and it was like, you know, I was saved. I could have died, because on one side there was a cliff, but I didn't fall on that side. I fell on the other side, and there's no one there. There's nothing there in that kind of terrain. And when I reached the pass, they were all army people handling that post. When they saw me, and they were like, they saw me from there, right? And they came, they ran, and they caught hold of my leg because my leg was stuck in the bike. I couldn't move, and these army people came and they helped me. They lifted my bike. It was a very scary experience. I was sweating, I was shaking, and yeah, one of the true mishaps. I usually, 21 years I have been riding. This was my first mishap, the first time I fell from the bike. And the three people who you see, they're all deaf people like me. So I was riding in a deaf team. So 3 deaf riders, we went together to Umlingla Pass. This is somewhere in 2023. And 3 of us, we were quite famous. So it's like a checkbox in the bucket list. 3 deaf riders reached the highest road.
From Katurgala, we escaped the checkpoints. I began the started slowly to us. At the first time, we are clearly with a slow, very slow. Slow down now, no slow. Up, it's too much slow. Now we have too much spaces, too much control. Yes, we are at first time. We get the experience. We're slow. We're like, look at the whiskey. Wow, it was very good. -3. It was very good. Now, our company has passed Katuka 20,394.
So they've completed the Khardungla Pass, 17,334, and they're very, very happy. They're all jumping. I love you signs. Now, I have a dream of doing a solo journey all over the world. While I ride, I also do a lot of exploration and visits to deaf schools because I want to meet deaf children. It's very hard for deaf children to be in a hearing world, in hearing schools. I want to visit and see if I can provide any solutions, if I can, maybe, because I'm a teacher. So I visit schools in India, deaf schools in India. So I've been to deaf school in Hyderabad. I've been to a deaf school in Jammu Kashmir. I've also been to Nepal, a deaf school. Then I went to Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur, a deaf school there. The sign Tumkur in Karnataka, then went to Navsari in Gujarat, and yeah, there are children with Down syndrome as well. So in Gujarat, the school has children with multiple disabilities. I went to deaf schools in Maharashtra, in Kerala. So all over India, the deaf education sector is really suffering. It's a very, very difficult time. Teachers don't know sign language. They are unable to teach deaf children. They again fall back on spoken language, oral methods. But that is not the language of deaf children. They are cognitively missing out. They are facing language deprivation. So I want to support deaf education in India. This is some of the work I'm doing with disabled artists or artists with disability. This is my team. All artists, we call ourselves art enabled. All of these guys are very, very skilled. All states, artists, deaf artists from all states are welcome. Every year we plan to have one exhibition. Some of the paintings are sold and the money goes directly to the artists. And this is a project I am continuing to work on because I want to encourage more and more deaf artists and artists with disabilities to think of art as a career, because this helps, art helps. The challenge is the opportunity. A challenge is an opportunity for growth and strength. All of us have the power to make a difference. I'm really happy to give you all information, a sneak peek about my life, about my journey, about my experiences, and my story of resilience. Never give up. Be strong. And I'm so happy that I have been able to give you that information, this inspiration, so that all of you can learn sign language. You can start learning sign language. You can start communicating with deaf people easily. Thank you.